Was it the rest of the bottle or?
Yeah, we put it earlier.
Oh, just throw it out.
Yeah.
Alright, well, what's up? My name's Kamal, and we're just going to be vinyl wrapping the trunk of the Cayenne today. We're going to be doing it in this copper color, which we already wrapped the hood in that because the clear coat was peeling pretty bad just from getting hit by the sun. So yeah, it's just going to match front and rear with the copper on the hood and the copper on the trunk. And there's also like a little bit of copper on the roof because we had some clear coat peeling up there as well. Yeah, it's going to be pretty simple today because it's a flat surface and not too many curves. I mean, the only difficult part is just kind of dipping it down into where the license plate is mounted. So we're just going to measure the size of this thing, and I was thinking we might actually do it in 2 sections because there is like this small lip right here, so we might be able to kind of have one on the bottom here sinking in and then another one on the top because there are like the license plate lights and the trunk release under here, so it's not like we could have just one sheet and then push it in. I guess we could and try to cut it, but I think it would wrinkle if we try to do it that way. So we're gonna get started. Alright, so we just finished the bottom section. So previously, like on the, we wrapped the doors of my 350Z and then did that whole FJ Cruiser. And like most of the FJ Cruiser, for all the edges like this, we would actually tuck the vinyl wrap underneath and then like cut like down here so it had like this tuck. But the thing we realized when doing that is that eventually it just kind of starts peeling up. So we kind of did it a little differently today where I kind of just cut it right along the edge. So it's around the edge here, but like literally when I was cutting with the razor, I literally just had it like all the way up against this and then just kind of went straight across. So it ended up like looking really, it's a really straight line and it worked out well. And then we just, use the heat gun to get it to stay. So I mean, it's all perfect pretty much except just right here. But these are the holes for the license plate, so this stuff should be covered. It's always kind of tough dealing with something like this because at first we were kind of trying to see if we could just go from left to right. But I've always found with like the dips, I guess it's good to get it on the flat surfaces first and then you kind of heat. And you saw Miranda was actually just using her fingers because I've realized when you use one of these, when you're trying to get curves, it can create these creases. So just using your hands actually, in my opinion, kind of works the best way. Yeah, it might take a little bit longer, but helps you prevent getting these. And at that point, basically we had some wrinkles here and we pulled this back up. But when the material's hot or warm, when you do pull on it like that, you end up stretching it. And it's kind of, sure, when it cools down, it could shrink back a little bit, but not enough to avoid this. So yeah, we pulled this back up and kind of stretched it in order to get rid of the wrinkles over here that might show with the license plate on, and just we're like, all right, whatever, we'll just have them in here. But yeah, turned out pretty good. Now we'll just cut a piece for the top bit here, which is easier than what we just did. So yeah, we're gonna get to that. So before we started this, I just kind of wanted to show everybody what we're using here. This is 3M knife. Yeah, they call it Knifeless tape, and it comes in handy. We use this stuff when we were wrapping my dad's Porsche Panamera when you have overlaps. See, originally we thought I could use the razor and kind of just cut along the edge inside here after we put the other one down, but we have like a little bit of gap right here. So if we did do that, you would see a little bit of blue, like a little blue right there. So the way to avoid that is using this Knifeless tape. We have the line just below where the blue is. So after we put this on, basically just the string in here, you just like pull that out and it cuts the wrap and cuts through this green bit, and then you just kind of pull it out. We'll film that after we're done. But yeah, we just put this Knifeless tape on here instead. So the line where these top and bottom will overlap, instead of being in the corner here, just be like a tiny bit below. But then where this bit turns, I guess we're gonna kind of try to have to figure out how to make this look all right, because we can just cut this bit. So yeah, just wanted to show you all that before we wrap it, because the wrap will actually cover this. So yeah, as you guys just saw, we decided to change our minds with how we were going to deal with the top bit. We took that piece off that runs along here just so we had a little extra room. Originally, we were just going to use the knife and just cut a line across here. But we figured, because when you do that, you are kind of scratching the paint. I mean, you can do it with a very light touch, and it might not even really be visible if you just kind of slightly cut the wrap enough to where it'll peel. But we decided we'll just use the Knifeless tape, and we kind of just put it right along this edge here. We had it a little further back than we realized, with the way it dips like that. With folding it along the edge, it'd be easier to just do it right up to the point where that edge stops and before it dips down, because stuff like that just kind of gets tricky. Then we'll just put back that piece. Yeah, that piece holds on this additional piece with just like plastic clips, kind of like you would find on door panels. So yeah, when we bought this trunk, this like screws in here. I think that this is actually for like the glass, like it kind of like is just a bump stop where it touches right there. When we got it, this side was broken. Yeah, I think it's kind of just, it's kind of just loose in there, but it holds in place enough. Yeah, so that one just goes over that one, but this one just snapped off in there. So Yeah, at least like it sits over this edge here, so it doesn't like fall off because we've opened it and closed it enough to know that it still works. Just some of the little things, you know. You want to do it? You do it? Okay. Let's see how it ends here. Okay. In the green on the other side, you can also pull that out. And that's it. Now we're just gonna push this back down. That's all good. So before we like pull this to cut the bottom half here, I just wanted to explain something, because when we were using this knifeless tape to wrap my dad's Panamera, you know, sometimes I would just separate the string from the green tape, right? And then just start yanking up, trying to get it to start cutting through the wrap here. But sometimes I found that when you try to do that, it'll like bunch all this up and kind of just would mess up the corner here. So I found that when you separate the line from the green tape, I actually cut this with our knife and I start cutting the wrap. So now when I start yanking, there's not a lot of resistance. It should start cutting right away, because just a couple times when just trying to yank the thing through the vinyl and that green bit, it's just a string. It's not like cut it easily. It will eventually, but that's what I'm saying is sometimes it just you just kind of bunch it all up and it kind of can mess up the corner of your wrap. So if you kind of make these cuts yourself beforehand, when you start pulling this, it just is a lot easier and it'll be a lot cleaner of a start when you start using the knifeless tape. So yeah, you just kind of give it a good yank. That's what I did. And so the only thing I'm worried about is right here. Okay. Here, let me just cut this. Okay. Oh, did all of it come out at once?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, usually that other piece of the green is just tucked under the corner here, but it all came out at once for us. Oh shoot.
It's alright, and it's like the tiniest little bit. Nobody's gonna notice that.
We went pretty close.
We almost had it perfect.
So yeah, we're all done. When you can see when we put this piece back on, that line is just like just underneath it, not too far back in there. And then you can see how we pulled the knifeless tape on the sides here. Same with this side. And there's like the tiniest little sliver of blue right there, but it's really actually not noticeable at all. And then we just, I just used our knife and cut along the lip right here after we kind of like tucked it. Yeah, there's a little blue here, but I'm only gonna really see that when it's closed. Then just kind of got the holes out where the license plate screws go. And then, yeah, just along the edge. We just showed you guys earlier how we did that. Yeah, it's pretty easy because it's such a flat surface. But I think we did a pretty good job. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
Came out good? All right, well, thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out. Just stay tuned for some more things coming this week, which would be painting our rear bumper up here and the front bumper we just got last weekend. So we're gonna take those apart and start prepping them for paint. Thanks again, and we'll see you guys later. Peace.